Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sada Shiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vivakine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. The Shanti Mantram Vangme Manasi Pratishtita Manome Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirmayedi Vedasya Maanistaha Shrutam Me Prahasihi Anenadhidena Horatran Sandadami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tatvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atma Va Idam Eka Eva Agre Asid Na Kinchana Mishat Sa Ikshata Lokan Nusruja Iti. So we were discussing this mantra in the last class. Atma was alone in the beginning, Agre. So the question can come, did time, space exist before that? Because the word Agre, the Upanishad is using Agre means in the beginning. So the time was a part of Atma in the existence. Well, here the Upanishad is talking about creation. So from the point of view of creation is this statement. Atma va idam eva eka agre asid. This Atma alone in the beginning indeed existed. So when you say that, it is not that space and time existed along with Atma. No. When the creation started, or when before the creation of the starting of the creation, that is the meaning here the word Agre means. Na kanchana mishat. So that is a anyat. Na anyat kinchana mishat. Here mishat is the word is used for winked, blinked, or that sort of or willed or desired. So you can think about any of those things as the first thing. Na anyat kinchana mishat. Nothing else existed along with it. It was only Atma. So Atma was all that existed, and not even time and space, nothing else. So in a situation like that, how do we consider creation? See, normally we know that for creation, the things which are required are raw material, the intelligent creator who is wanting to create anything, and the tools or the what you call the tools and the raw materials. These are the two things which are required. So here when Atma was alone without even time and space and nothing else existing at that time, it is a question that how did then the creation start? Therefore, we have to understand the word, the mishad, the anyat na kinchana mishad. There, he has to, or when I'm using the word he, don't think that it was a male or anything like that. Just addressing Atma as he only for the purpose of understanding. Or it can be said, it alone existed. So it can be a neuter gender also. So when it desired to create, he has to create it out of his own or its own being. Therefore, when we look at creation, we have to keep it in mind that it created everything out of itself. There was nothing else. That is why the word na anyat kinchana mishat. It willed or it desired or it became the nature for it to project. Whichever way we consider that, even to project, there should be something outside him to project, outside it to project. So even projection is not the way we think of a projection. So the best way to think about is like a dream. He dreamt? No, we can't say that he dreamt. But a creation, when he willed, it is in his sankalpa or in its thoughts that all the creation is happening. This methodology of creation is unique to Advaita or the Upanishads particularly. What did it will or desire or project into itself? Sa ikshata lokan usrijayati. Let me create the world. So, before going into this world and the creation, let me picturize the whole Upanishad so that we don't develop any imaginary, our own concocted ideologies. The chapter 1 has 3 sections. Each section is about a particular form of creation. In the section 1, Lokan Usrijayati. So he is creating the world or the space where experiences can be enjoyed. So the first section talks about the 14 world or 14 fields of experiences. It is not exactly then the 14 names, but here I think Aitareya Upanishad is taking a route of its own. So what it says, it is said, we will go into it when it talks about it in the mantras. For the time being, the section 1 is talking about the loka, the fields of experiences or the world, different worlds of experiences or creation is happening. The second section is talking about the Indriyas and the Devatas. That is the sense organs, both perception and action, and their respective presiding deities. And the section 3 is talking about the food or the matter or the object for perception or experiences. So we have the field of experience, the deities or the sense organs for experiences, and the object of experiences. Now the same thing in the Upanishadic language, if I have to put it, Adi Devikam, Adhyatmam, and Adi Bautikam. This is how it is to be understood. Now this triangle of Adi Devikam, Adhyatmam, and Adi Bautikam forms a trap for the created individuals or the world of objects, of the experiencers, to revel in the three world, in the three aspects, and never able to come out of it. That is why when we come to the second chapter, it talks about the three type of death or the type of exhaustion of experiences. And in the third chapter, it is bringing back everything back to Atma from where the creation has started. So the story of creation here should not be literally taken by the words with which it is going to tell us the story about it. Why the third chapter is important is that it has got, as I told you, the Mahavakya Prajnanam Brahma. It is to refute the creation as independent existence, the purpose of the third chapter. By telling that all of them are nothing but in awareness or in consciousness, the story becomes an imagination. So keeping this in mind, I want all of you to understand one thing, that even though there are terms and terminologies which are as per the Vedic terms here, we should not give much importance to those terminologies, because ultimately it is going to refute that these things never happened. So keeping that in mind, when it said Sa Lokan Usruja iti ikshata, means he willed or he desired to create the world. When he is all alone and the Atma or Brahman is Sarvavyapi, there is no space outside him. So he cannot create something outside him. So it is naturally has to create within itself. So it is his imagination. It is the imagination of the Atma or Brahman. These things are created. So the world and every object or everything that we are now going to hear in this Upanishad are within that Atma or Brahman. Therefore, it's all our mere imagination inside this Atma or Brahman. There is nothing outside it. So, keeping this in mind, the first statement which we have to read is, in the beginning of that, when Atma, when he willed himself, let me now create the world. How did he go into creation? Sa iman logan asrujata. Ambo marichi maram apaha adaha ambaha parena divam Dyav pratishta antariksham marichayaha prithvi maroyaha adastad taha apaha. This is the second mantra of it. Saha, he or it or that. Ikshada, thought or saw or visualized or imagined. Lokan, the worlds. Nu is for now, or it can be used as indeed or surely. Srijai, let me cast or let me project or let me emit. Iti, thus he imagined. He thought, now let me send out the worlds or project the world, or let me emit the world into myself. Saha iman lokan, he, these worlds, asrujata means projected, emitted or cast. He sent out these worlds. What are the worlds? Ambaha, water or celestial water. Marichi, Marichi is basically rays of light or particles of light, or the shining specks which we see in the space. Maram is the world of death, or that is earth. Apaha, waters. Here water means it is not this water H2O, but it is basically the primordial water. Adaha, there, ambha parena divam. So there, the water further or beyond the water is the sky, divam. Pratishta means placed or kept or supported. Antariksham means the intermediate space between the heaven and the earth, or the atmosphere, you can say. Marichayaha means again the particle of light. Prithvi, earth, which is also known as Mara in the previous sentence, is actually speaking is the ground, or the Mara is the world of death. Yaha, which whatever is, adastad, from below, taha apaha, casting upwards from the water, the celestial water and upon, is called the intermediate regions. So the celestial water, the specks of light, maraha, earth or death, waters, there the celestial water beyond, the sky with the support of intermediate space, specks of light, earth, death, whatever is cast from below, and the waters. These are the names of the projected world, Lokan Usrija, means what he created this world, and their respective positions have been mentioned in the mantra. Sa ikshate me nu lokapannu srija iti. So adbhya eva purusham samudrutyaya tyapyamurchat. Saha means that, ikshata willed or thought, imenu lokapalan, let these Lokapalan means protectors of the world, or these worlds which have now been created, let me create those who will protect this world. Srijayati. He thought that now the worlds have been created. Now let me send out or project the protectors of the world. Saha adbhya eva purusham samudharya amucharyat. So he from the waters, Purusham means the person, Lokapalan. It is not the human beings. Here you should understand the word is used, Purusham means the Lokapalan. He is not neither the Supreme Purusha nor the human Purusha. It is the Lokapalan, that those who are protectors of each of these universe. Having completely drawn or raised from the waters, became solidified. Amurchayat means solidified. So the protector of the world became solidified but doesn't have a human form. Please keep it in mind. So having raised up from the water, the solid became the Lokapalan, or the protectors of the world for each of the respective world. So for each of the world came out of the water, and the solidified form of the world became the protector of the world, which also has got the celestial water supporting it. He thought himself, now the worlds are, let me now create the world guardians. From the waters he drew the person in the form of a lump and gave him a shape of the respective world which has been created. Tam abhyatapat, tasya abhyatapatasya mukham nirabhyatata yata andam mukhat vak vachaha agnihi nasike nirabhyatatam nasikabhyam prana pranat vayuhu akshini nirabhyatatam akshibhyam chakshuhu chakshusha adityaha karnau nirabhidyatam karnabhyam srotram srotrad dishaha twak nirabhyatata tvacha lomani lomabhyaha aushadai vanaspatebhyaha hridayam hridayat manaha manasaha chandrama nabhihi nirabhyatata nabhya apanaha apanat mrityuhu sisnam nirabhyatata sisnat retaha retasaha apaha iti. So it is a list of creation which is going through again. So let us take one by one. Tam abhyatapat. He radiated or paint or created with heat. Tasya abhyatapasya, which is the burning, scorching heat of Atma or Brahman. From that, first thing to come out is mukham, means mouth or the face. Nirabhyatata means opened or pierced or penetrated and discovered. So from that cell, this Atma, what came out is the mukham. Yata andam, that like an egg, burning red hot, egg shaped is the face what it is being referred here. And mukhat, walk, from the face or from the mouth of that, the speech emanated. Vachaha. And Agnihi. Now, Agni is the Devata. Adi Devikam, which I said, is the Deva for the walk. Mukham is fire. So you can see that, no, Mukham is also, no, Agni is the fire for watch. Nasike nirabhyatatam, nasikam prana. From the nostrils, the breath, prana, or vitality, breath, the vital airs, the pancha prana was produced. This is the order of creation. From Vayuhu, and from the pancha prana, the Vayu Devata was created. Then Akshini, in the face, the eyes were created. Nirabhyatatam. Akshibhyam Chakshushu. Now, eyes and Chakshu. Here, in all those things, we have to understand there are two aspects of it. One is the orifice, or what you call golakam, or the spot where the organ is placed. But the sense of organ is separate from the orifice or the spot where the creation is taking place. For example, eyes, Akshini, is the eyes. In the Akshini, Chakshu is the sense of vision. So the sense of vision is different from the eyes. So he created eyes, and for the eyes he created the sensory organ, Chakshu, and then he gave that Aditya, sun, as the Lokapalan, or the protector for the eye. Like that, Karnau, the ears, Nirabhyatadam, he created the ears. Karnabhya Shrotram, for the ears, he created the sense of hearing. Shrotra Dishaha, for the sense of hearing, he created quarters, the 8 quarters. That is why, from which direction the sound is coming, we are able to identify and say that it is coming from east, it is coming from west, etc. And the Dikpalakaha, the presiding deity for the sound or the hearing, is the 8 Dikpalakas who are that. Then he created Tvaka, Tvat Nirabhyatata, Tvaja Lomani, Lomabhyaha, Aushadi Vanaspadayaha. So, Tvak, he created skin. On the skin, he created Lomani. Here, the literal meaning of Lomani is hair follicles. But here you have to take that Lomani is for the sense of touch. So the sense of touch is felt by the sense of hair follicles and passed on to the skin. Therefore, the skin along with the hair follicles is the sense of touch. And Aushadhi Vanaspadayaha, the herbs and trees which are appearing in the worlds, all the 14 worlds, becomes the presiding deity for the skin. Then he created Hridayam. Hridayam is heart. And Hridayat Manaha. In the heart he created the mind. The mind is in the heart, not in the brain. Okay. And Chandrama, the moon is the presiding deity for the mind. So, heart is the receptacle for the mind, and any event happening in the mind is first felt at the heart. The palpitation of the heart is the place where this mind is operating. And the moon is the presiding deity. Next he created Nabhihi. Nabhihi means navel. Nabhihi nirabhyatata. Nabhyaha apanaha. Now the vital airs which goes down from the mouth up to the anal excretion point is called apanaha. So the sensory organ for controlling that is kept at the navel. The demand for the air to be, or the food to be sucked in from the mouth for the digestion, and thereafter digestive food being thrown out through the excretion is controlled by the apanaha. Is the vital layers of the five vital layer. The apanaha is the one which is created that. And the location is Nabhihi, the navel. Apanat mrityu. Now, the deity for this is death. Because if the food is not digested and not excreted properly, the individual is going to die. So the death is the presiding deity. Then he created Sisnam Nirabhyadata. Nisnam actually means penis or the piercer. And Sisnat Retaha. Retaha means the semen. So Sisnat Retaha, Retaha Apa. The waters is the presiding deity, or Varuna is the presiding deity, and the semen is the sense organ or the sensory input, and it is kept inside in the what you call excretory sense, the sexual organ. For this is not for men and women both. That here the Purusha means it is not man alone. Taha etaha devataha srishtaha asmin mahati arnave praptan asana pipasabhyam anvarjat. Now, here he is going to talk about two more creations. That is hunger and thirst. That is asana pipasa. Taha eta devata. These deities, Srishta Asmin Mahati Arnave, in this whole creation, Arnava here is represented as the sea of creation. These devatas, who are all given respective Lokapalan as the guardians of the sense organs and the locations of the sense and the operations of them, they were bestowed or they were given two problems or two aspects of hunger and thirst. Because how do they protect them? See, if the creation is there, there is no activity, then there is no need of protection. So activity should be desired or willed by something. For that, there should be a cause. And that cause is what is called the hunger and thirst. So not only did the sense organs develop the hunger and thirst, even the presiding deities also have got the hunger and thirst. Because in the series of creation, the lokas have been created, then the devatas for protecting the world with the location of the sense organs. Now, this is not at the individual level. This is at the Virat level, at the cosmic level. But what is in the cosmic level, macrocosm, is there in the microcosm. So both the macrocosm and the Virat stage and the Purusha stage, it is the same. The names are same, but from the Atma or Brahman point of view, when he created both the Virat and the Vyashti and the Samashtis simultaneously. So those divinities were sent out with the problems of hunger and thirst so that the activities can be taken place. This is how the creation has been mentioned. Ataha inam abruvan ayatanam naha prajanihi yasmin pratishtaha annam admaha idi. Now, those which have been created, the Devata spoke to Brahman or Atma, we need a resting place. Ayatanam naha for us. Prajanihi means please point out or please distinguish where is the resting place for it. Yasmin pratishta parishishtita annam admaha iti. Placing ourselves in this abode where we are now, you created us, but you didn't specify where we should locate ourselves. Ayatanam for each one of that. So that annam, and what is the food that we should eat for the hunger and thirst to be quenched. So this is the way in which these devatas went back to the Atma or Brahman and asked. So here the Atman Brahman is giving first a ox or a cow. Tabhyaha for them, gam anayat. Taha abruvan naha. Why naha ayam alam. So for gam anayat, he brought a cow and told, okay, is this form or this shape okay for you? Where, you can reside in it? They said, no, this is not suitable for us or this is not adequate. Alam means not enough. Iti. So they replied that this is not enough for us. Tabhyaha ashwamanayat taha abruvan naha vai ayam alam. So the horse was fetched and given. Now, if you don't like a cow, now the horse is here. Is this enough for you so that you can make this as your abode for meeting your requirement of hunger and thirst? They said, no, this is not enough or we are not happy with this. So, Tabhyaha Purusham Anayat Taha Abruvan Sukram Bata iti Purushaha Shukram Baba Shukram. So Atma, Brahman, brought the shape of a human form, and they tata taha abruvan, they spoke Shukram, well made. This is Shukram means very good. But at last, we got something which is acceptable to us. Iti Purusham Shukram. This shape of this human form is enough for us. So for them, a person was fetched and they said, yes, this is what is enough for us. So what has been given for the purpose of the creation. So these two are the nature in which important creations have been given, and the first and second sections have been completed by this means. I'll take the rest in the third section in the next class. These are all just stories. Don't have to read into it much meaning into it, because at the end of it we have to say that these are all not worth giving much importance. Okay? But it is the way in which the Upanishad has been telling it to attract the attention of those Madhyama and Adama Adhikaris to get interested in the Tattvam or the fact. So they were being given the story. We will get into the further story and develop the story in the next Wednesday. Sunday we will have the Q&A session. So I'll stop here. Om Vangme Manasi Pratishthita Mano Me Vachi Pratishthitam Avirmayedi Vedasya Ma'anistaha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasihi Anenadhitena Horatran Sandadami Kritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyavada.